Y'all ready for black.
Level to leave it, I'm bound, head to receive it, and fans ain't gonna need it. You better believe it, I'm living up in this moment, and I'm really trying to own it. And I'm looking in the mirror, treating me as my opponent. Every day I go astray. Hey, I hear my people say, just keep on writing and reciting, you're one hit away. That's all I need, I'm praying, hope these people listen. Instead of rapping for fame, I'm an artist on a mission. I'm just having epiphany, I'm looking out for victory. Written, I be spitting that reading ancient calligraphy. Now this is not history, we made our own meal and we got our own deal. When we miss red bus ride up a deck, I'm in my own hustle. I'm going home from a gig, I'm in my own bubble. My girl is texting me, how was the show? PS, I love you. Looking through the window at the lights, I see the city shuffle. What is trouble when you change the whole game today? And people know you're deep, but they still refuse to play and say. But by the way, your boy Hebbers, the artist is spitting wisdom regardless. Every day I live to spark this rap, lyrical arsonist. I hung up my deep feelings. The verbal architect, I always break the glass ceiling. Writing from the balcony of my sky building. I'm looking at the stars, searching for that good feeling.
Write it down on the paper when my pen is bleeding. Can't describe to you people what I'm really seeing. That good feeling, I'm living on that good feeling. That good feeling, write it down on the paper when my pen is bleeding. Can't describe to you people what I'm really seeing. That good feeling, I'm living on my good feeling.
Beautiful struggle, commit the serious hustle. Lord, protect me from this trouble. While I read these Bible's riches, picture the element of a brother getting it. So the time to face God's vision, that in death I won't be dead in it. It sounds so pathetic, but my rhetoric is all above. I don't need the minus in my life, I need the plus. I don't need your money now, but I need your love. I don't need your envy, brother, but I need your trust. My people in poor sections with expensive weapons, but these killers just keep on stepping. I wake up in London City with the average stressing, regardless of my blessing. Bless my girl, my class, and I hope we learn the lesson. Whatever you focus on, what you're manifesting. Success is built on my gene, but he's still second guessing. But my weapon for these rappers that I'm never resting. And if I fall down tomorrow, be my next progression. That good feeling.
Write it down on the paper when my pen is bleeding.
Yeah.
Can't describe to you people what I'm really seeing. That good feeling, I'm living on my good feeling. That good feeling, write it down on the paper when can't describe to you people what I'm really seeing. That good feeling, I'm living on my good feeling.
I'm a king in the making, and God gave me jewels on this ground. With the pride of never faking something.
Now tell them back off, back off, back off, yeah. Now want them back off, back off, back off. Now tell them back off, back off, back off, yeah. spots. Come tell them to cook and me no want no riot. Just wanna feel with them, make the girls them rock. Me a begging up this one, yeah, right on your back now. Back off, back off, back off. You want them back off, back off, back off, yeah. Tell them back off, back off, back off, yeah. Me want them back off, back off, back off. Me tell them back off, back off, back off, yeah. Back off. Style where you lick the pavement. Me come on as me see the bigger judgment. Me tell a MC to keep silent and back off, back off, back off. You want them back off, back off, back off, yeah. You want them back off, back off, back off. Me tell them back off, back off, back off, yeah.
Baby by my side, I like your gravity, the way you orbit me. I feel my worries passing by. Stars up above, the shining open sky. I take it there, you know, I take it higher. Stars up above, the shining open sky. I take it there, I take you there, we below, riding through the ether, babe. Low riding through the ether, babe. Low riding through the
first slept together, shared sweat together. Everything was perfect. We laughed and wept together about whatever. Yep, sharing the moment. The alliance of two minds. I opened yours, you opened mine. The two entwined like the vines of time. Till the fresh grapes aged. Started peeling the layers away. And it should be okay, self-exposing. But we don't always like what we see. Realizing in life that the facts are me. Cause I woke up from what seemed like a natural dream to my own nightmare, the history script written by me. Cause suddenly we weren't getting along. We used to sing the same song from the same book. Now we on different pages, insecurities caged us. I'd say so scared of losing each other, we pushed each other away. Lord save us.
Oh dear, where do we go from here? Oh dear, where can we go from here?
Said you want, said you need, said you'd love, said you bleed, said you'd be by my side with a seed, and we would see what it's like to be free of inhibitions. We could stop wishing, just breathe and listen, cause silence is golden, and we could be holding the deepest of old mans. Our minds would be roaming away from these phonies, but nobody told me there's two sides to every storybook. Like two verses, I'm hooked on the final chapter. Time's ticking, I feel like the end is ghostwritten, proofread, summarized, edited to our demise, sunset to sunrise. That one night, now 3 lives, our plight, realize this strife, it's life, and can be changed with intention in this post-state of reflection. But it's the wrong way to teach me a lesson, Lord save us.
Oh dear, where do we go from here? Oh dear, where can we go from here?
on telling me for me there is no vacancy. To get the chance, I'm gonna wait for us occasionally. Just to hold her in my arms would be a gift. To have her in my life, I wouldn't treat her with complacency. Would be blatantly knocking at your door, queen of my dreams. Know my everything would have to be yours. Would do my best to give her the things that you prefer. You'll be my lady, that is what I deserve. Would always speak of you like chapter and the verse. I know you are my blessing, not my curse. That's why I sing sweet nothings. La da da do. 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 Sweet nothings. To get the chance, I'm gonna have to show some bravery. To let you know that I believe that you were sent for me. Every day without you make me feel so sad. I got enough love to share and yes, it's hurting me so bad. On this spell, it's not a bad place to be. The reason no matter, that's the nature of that certainty. Gladly stay there to my last days on earth. To be my lady, that is what I deserve. Would always speak of you like chapter and the verse. I know you are my blessing, not my curse.
Yo, what's up? This is His Lordship. This is probably the longest intro in history. Let me see if my sound is good. Yes, my sound is good. Actually, it is too good. I wanted to say shout out to Diva Tomboys for being the first in the building. And shout out to Prometheus. He has been knighted today. We touched his shoulder with a sword on his left side and on his right side. And Max V is in the building. Make sure you check out everyone's show. Check out Diva's show. Check out Prometheus' channel. Check out Mr. Max V channels. I appear on his panel quite often. He has a lot of important topics. And Evelyn Underwood, she is a beast well, no, I shouldn't say that. She is a queen in the comments. She is the only one I know that that get, punished for having too strong of an opinion. Everybody lose channels for making a video that's like against the grain, but Evelyn does not make videos, but she have a strong opinion, and she's a force to be reckoned with. So, and shout out to everybody that's popping in, observing stuff. Observing Stuff has a very funny channel. When he's not gaming, when he's in troll mode, this brother is hilarious. And also, if you have a deep interest in gaming, Observing Stuff is always playing a cool game. And this lets you know that I don't only just make shows or whatever. I also support other shows. I pop in, I share. I'm a broadcaster. I'm not a troll. I'm a streamer. And I probably average 30 videos a month, and that's not even like this. It should be 3 times as much, but 30 videos a month might seem a lot to some people, but trust me, that's not enough. That's actually lacking. But I'm constantly trying to get better at what I do, and I want to be out in the field. Soon as I become a partner, the other things in my apps, they work differently. Once you are monetized, certain things with GoPro and all kind of stuff gives you more privileges and features. So I can't wait for that. I'm using the Sterling mic. You don't have to break the bank to sound good. I have a Sterling. It didn't cost me much. I bought it used, but it's a wide diaphragm mic. I bought it from the Guitar Center. And since today is a Tech Talk show, I'm going to be just name dropping brands left and right. Just because you know how to broadcast and you do your homework and your research, you still can make mistakes. Matter of fact, this mic is so good, you probably can hear the noise in the background because the studio is next to the kitchen. You see? And so we're working with the Samsung mic boom arm. Now I like the Rhodes boom arm, but I'm not gonna pay an extra $49 for the Rhodes name on the side, so people at home can see Rhodes that he's using Rhodes. He got money, or he's efficient. No, Samson is just as good as Rhodes. You can take some some felt material from Michael's Art Supply and take some some whiteout and write the word Rhodes on the side if it makes you feel better, and wrap it around the double arm of the boom arm. But yeah, I really was surprised I could mount my split screen on the first half of the boom arm, and it clamped. My table was made out of glass, so I'm glad that I was able to clamp this boom arm to the glass. Now I do have a studio boom arm, like if you're doing vocals and singing or playing the acoustic guitar. I have a boom arm that starts on the floor. It's a stand with a boom for the floor up, very heavy, very big. It's too big to be sitting, like when you're podcasting or doing radio. It's just too much for just that. So I finally got a secondary boom arm that's smaller, so I can look like the Breakfast Club and stuff like that. Yeah. Bright Street in the building, man. It's been a minute. Damn. If I see Bright Street in the chat room, I know that I'm back as a live content creator, and I do need watch time hours. So I will be doing this more often than not. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. Yeah, this mix got a little bit more time left. We're going to talk about the metaverse and how they just coughed up $700 million in a lawsuit. We're going to talk about TikTok a little bit. We're going to talk about Google, and we're going to talk about how Google is still beating out the other voice activated services. You know, and you know, there was like a little competition between Alexa, Siri, Google, and a few other brands. We're gonna talk about TikTok and how the government is banning TikTok from any government employees, but we're only gonna touch on it a little bit. I don't want to bore you, and you know, I don't want to show you how great I can read. But we're gonna talk about how you can get custom Cream King upholstery. You can get custom made upholstery for your beds now. Twitter has restored suicide prevention. A Microsoft employee leaked some shit about the Microsoft Notes, as if we care that Microsoft Notes gonna have tabs. Who cares about that? That's just like you telling me that Microsoft got an updated browser. Nobody used the Microsoft upgraded browser. And also, you know, MasterCard had a monopoly on the debit software, the debit payment system, and so now the Federal Trade Commission has broke that up, you know. You know, and that ain't gonna be a go no more. And you know, the iPhone 14 Pro almost supported ray tracing, you know, but I hate almost stories. Either it is or it isn't, either it did or it didn't. But almost doesn't do it for me. That's like, I almost busted a nut last night, but shit, you know, I don't want to hear I don't want to hear the almost. And also, for you people that's getting these donations and doing these transactions with Cash App and stuff, the IRS is going to delay the rollout of a new rule that's set to lower the tax reporting threshold. And yeah, so I almost just said it all. I really don't have to talk about it no more. But this mix got a few more minutes left, so I'm gonna let this mix rock out and fade out a little bit, okay?
time, gotta make it mine. Let the tape rewind, leave a vacant mind. You can't change your mind, so I stand and fight. Reframe stick, I see the pain as a barrier. Content locked, keep the context blocked, but the content's not too complex to comprehend. I'm off again, starting trends instead of stopping them. I know it's a positive, yesterday forgotten. Know is what knowledge is, that do we have a problem? A question commences while an answer concludes, and I'm starting to move, so I'm asking of you, when does life start to end? What part do I defend? What's the margin of friends that the darkness will send? Will I start to depend on the past to repent? Will I start to regret what my partner accepts?
So we're on a road to nowhere. Come on inside. We're on a road to nowhere. Come join the ride. So we're on a road to nowhere. Come on inside. We're on a road to nowhere. Come join the ride.
Sculpted vendors, exalted members, improved contenders. Who remembers elaborate grooves through accurate views? Inanimate proven true to impact on a few. Let the static shine through to imagine the mood. Examine the news, choose while comparisons move. Only magic will do, confuse actual truth. Factual views with intangible pursuits reach higher. Aspire to inspire belief. Speech triumphs. Why retire or retreat? I'll expire to a beat. Rhyme my own eulogy. Resign to climb fluently. Improve through the unity. Life's pursue me. Stay ahead on the track. Stay embedded in rap. True MC's back. Yes, true, it's his fact. Employ noise, fill the void. Yet I still avoid toys by choice. And whose voice? A commentary of time. Flaws of the performance. If flaws were flawless, then who'd be the rawest? Mistakes on a mistake. It makes you innovate. Translate through, elaborates, take breaks, and elevate. Raise stakes like a slayer. Are you a player or are you a spectator? Never met my maker, won't be betting on a savior. Better than my behavior, not expecting any payment. Intelligently praised, yet I'm setting my ways. Moving time, my life is evidently based on what I can eventually save. So what can I potentially create? I'm on a road to nowhere.
So we're on a road to nowhere. Come on.
With so much drama in the world today, we really need a bomber in the world today. Life's so hard, you wanna walk, escape. With no way out, someone lock the gate. I just wanna put some food on the plate. Keep a roof over my head, fireplace, and I'm straight. Never was the level of the greed today. When the gas get too high, I'd rather roller skate. There's a new president and he looks like us, so I might spare the air, take a bike or a bus. It's a brand new day, no Bush, he's gone. It's a brand new party, you know what is on. Let my people go, set our children free. Something in this system got a hold of me. Just watch it on the screen. That's not reality. As far as I can see, can't put your spell on me. Don't put your hell on me. 'Cause it's on. The weight of the world don't follow us. The fate of the world don't follow us. Take what you want, don't follow us. When it's all said and done, in God we trust. A whole lot of bills plus a whole lot of fuss. And never could you kill corporation and greed. No matter who you are, you just a dog on a leash. Give a dog a bone, watch him act like a beast. Let my people go, set our children free. Something in this system got a hold of me. Just watch it on the screen. That's not reality. As far as I can see, can't put your spell on me. Don't put your hell on me.
You are more than where you're living, so let yourself be free, 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 free. You are more than where you're living, so let yourself be free, free, free. You are more than where you're living, so let yourself be free, 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 free.
giants are asleep. Woe is me, kicking no relief, local stops only. Here we go again, my tolerance is being bent. Late night, right aside, I've been feeling spent. I've been getting sick, but I'm sure gotta stick with it. Cause I made a choice to commit. Doesn't matter if I spend more time on the train alone than I spend at home since I came out the womb. The 6 train has been like my second living room. And I'll be home soon. And I'll be home soon.
Hey yo, I'm suffering, suffocating. My place is renovating me and my relatives in a tight situation. It's a constant test of patience. To be honest, I'm tired of waiting forever and a day. These jobs never pay. A living wage, I'm living brave. Doing my best to save and making us in the cave. Too much stress today. I got less to say. Qu'est-ce que say the life of struggle? Each month a hustle, taxing my mind and muscle. Hey yo, I'm sinking in the city's bustle. I rise, I juggle, I fall, I stumble. I flow, I fumble, I grow, I'm humbled. The tussle and trouble turns life to a tunnel. We scuffle, we hurry, we scuttle. I funnel the force.
One, two, 1, 2. This is His Lordship, and today's show is going to be about technology because I know a lot of people may have gotten gifts, or you might have bought yourself a technology gift for Christmas. I actually made a deal with T-Mobile myself. You know, I was very satisfied with my iPhone Max Pro. And I didn't feel impelled to go for the 14. I'm very happy with the 13 Max Pro. I'm raising the dead, making miracles and walking on water with my iPhone Max Pro. But you know what? Something said, Lordship, you need to update your iPad. And all I have is the original iPad and the iPad Air 2. So, you know, the iPad Air 2 is a beast. It has a good run. I'm still going to use it because now I got the Air 2. I mean, I already have the Air 2. I used the first iPad as a mood lamp, but I also use it as a touchscreen controller for you producers in the house. I use Lemur with the first iPad. I use Touch OSC with the first iPad. Matter of fact, I even have a Porta Studio multi-track recorder. I don't know if you remember the first 4-track analog tape cassette multi-track recorder. Well, you can only have that app on the first iPad. There's a lot of things that you can only do on the first iPad, believe it or not. And I don't know how a device that had 250,000 apps, I don't know how that can become obsolete. But what I want you to know is if you still have it and it still works and your battery still lasts 8.5 hours or whatever, you don't have to use it for any Google products. Don't use it to check your email. Don't use it to watch YouTube, none of that stuff. Don't even use it to surf the net. Just use it for touchscreen products. I have a thing called TouchAble for you Ableton Live users. You can have your own free touchscreen controller. I have TouchAble on my first iPad as well as my iPad Air 2. But yesterday I went down to T-Mobile, and you know these stores don't have shit. They don't have Scheiser in stock. That's the only German word I know. They don't have Scheiser in stock. So I was like, you know, I want the iPad Air 5, which came out in March, and I wouldn't mind having an iPad Pro with the M1 chip and whatever. But guess what? The generation that I just did some research and stuff before I went live. The iPad 9th generation, I got it. I just got it yesterday. It was cellular service and all that stuff. And that's the perfect middle road iPad because you got the best of the Air features and some of the Max features. Okay? It's a little weird, but the face camera is 12 megapixels and it has the follow feature. So if you're doing a lecture or whatever, if you're doing a video chat or whatever, if you have to move around and use your hands and write on the chalkboard, the camera will pivot and move with you. If you stand up, if you sit down, that's pretty cool. What's odd is the FaceTime camera is better than the back camera. But we all know we would use our cell phone, we would use our Max 13 or our Max 14 to do all the video shooting anyway. Don't nobody hold up a big ass iPad to film and stuff like that, but they will use it to take pictures of documents, shoot a quick picture, whatever, this and that, you know. But for as a main filming tool, as far as a running gun, most of us use our phone anyway. And then, you know what I like? It still has the analog 3/4 inch headphone plug as well as the digital plug, just like the iPhone 6. And I was really disappointed when the iPhone 7 came out as far as that feature, but I did like the fact that with the iPhone 7, it had a better chip where you can film with a third-party app and LOG. Now, if you want, hey, Taryn Heron in the building, CG in the building, welcome to the show. And, you know, if you want a good mic for, you know, on the run, and you don't want to break the bank, Best Buy has a mic for under $40. And all of this is from memory right here. This is all from memory. This is just from real life experience. You say you're not a music producer or whatever, or if you are, you're just a person who likes to vlog and live stream and record stuff and whatever. JLab is a really good mic. It's 96 hertz, 24-bit. You can use it with your phone or you can use it with your computer. You see? And you don't really need a split screen or a dead cat or a sponge. You just got to make sure that you distance yourself for the mic. And when you speak, be careful with the letter P and the letter S. Now, on the mic I have now, I do have a split screen. My mic is upside down. And you have to make sure with a dynamic wide diaphragm mic, you got to make sure it's facing the right way or you're going to sound dull. But with the JLab mic, guess what? It has Omni and it has Corduroy. So you can hit a button and it'll record equally in all directions. So if you're having a meeting and you sit the mic on the table and you have a round table of people, you can record everyone equally. But if it's just you, you can switch it to Corduroy, and now it only records within a certain V-shaped parameter, just like a regular diaphragm mic. And you have to understand that there are different types of mics. There's directional mics. There's different mics for different situations. And I remember one of my friends brought a studio mic to the stage, and this place was made out of brick. It was a basement. It was all brick stone wall, and the feedback was crazy because he was using the wrong type of mic for the live performance. So you have to be careful. But the cool thing is, with an adapter, you can connect it with your iPad or your iPhone. I also have. I'm gonna tell you, I carry several mics with me just in case the mothership lands. If I run into ET, if I run into Farrakhan, if I run into you name it, Jay-Z, anybody, I can quickly pull out the right mic and interview them. I have wireless mics with me. I have mics for field recording. Like I have the Zoom H1N, which is very reasonable. It's only about $129, and it has a memory card in it, and you can use it as a USB mic. and you can use it if you're doing StreamYard or whatever. You can use it as a regular mic, and if you don't have it connected to any computer or anything, you can still record out in the field. You want to record a hot rod, cars doing donuts. You want to do one-on-one interviews with homeless people, whatever. You can just use it in that case. Now that's pretty cheap, because before that you would have had to use a digital tape recorder, which costs like $800, and the battery only lasts 20 minutes. But the Zoom H1N takes a couple of AAA batteries, and it lasts a very, very long time, and it works with iOS as well as Android. Oh, my mic sound clear? I'm using the Sterling mic. I'm using the Sterling wide diaphragm mic. I bought it used for like $100 from the Guitar Center. I also have a split screen, but when I'm doing vocals like rapping or whatever, I have a Sterling vocal shield. So I use a vocal shield on the other side of the mic, and I use a split screen between me and the mic. But if you're really out there being a urban journalist or whatever, I recommend the JLab mic, which you don't need a shield or a sponge, but it could work. But you just got to make sure you have the right angle and distance from the mic, and you don't have to worry about a shield or a split screen, and you can quickly plug it up to your phone or tablet or your computer with an adapter. But the Zoom H1N is much more portable, and it's easier to just put in a side pocket or something like that. You know, it depends on how much space you got. Now, I do have the Rhodes Macro. I have that with a dead cat. I do have the Rhodes Wireless Go, which is really amazing. Like, you can't I recorded my son's graduation with the Rhodes Wireless Go. It sounded like big time, like this Hollywood movie film. Rhodes Wireless Go. I can't say that name enough. And I do have Audio Technica headset mic and an Audio Technica mic for the stage. Now, if you consider yourself a rapper or whatever, if you want to have an advantage of over another rapper, always own your own mic for the stage. Own your own mic, your own mic cable. You need an XLR cable. Own your own vocal effects processor. And if you're using OBS Studio to live stream, make sure you use the NoiseGate audio plugin that comes free with the software, so people don't have to hear you chew gum or type on the keyboard or belch, fart, or scratch your natural hair or something. I don't know, but that noise compressor gate really cuts out a lot of stuff, because even in my house, the dog might be barking, pots are being washed, doors are opening and closing, all kind of little stuff like that. It really don't take that much effort to be professional. You take one step towards professionalism, and professionalism will take 2 steps towards you. So I am very happy with my choice. It was a very difficult choice. I bought the I got a plan with T-Mobile. I got the iPad 9th generation. It's not the Air 5, but that's okay, because it acts like a Air and it acts like a Pro. It's just not the Pro and it's not the Air. You see what I'm saying? It don't have 100% Pro features. It don't have 100% Air features, but it has the best of both worlds. And when you use it with a case, like, you know, you put your tablet in a case, these cases for these types of iPads have a keyboard and a mouse pad. So now you can have the same ability as on the laptop. With your tablet, you can move your finger on the little mouse pad that's connected to the case, which is amazing. But that defeats the purpose of having a tablet, because you got a tablet because you didn't want a laptop. Maybe you already have one, but you know, you want to be more compact. So of course, now DaVinci makes an app for the iPad. So if you use DaVinci or Premiere to edit videos, now DaVinci has their own app, but it's not. I mean, it's good, especially if you're a fan of DaVinci. I mean, it has its quirks, but for me, I like to use Apple's iMovie because they made lots of improvements. It's the perfect. I'm gonna put it like this: you do all your pre-preparation in other apps. Like I really like Vita. Vita is the #1 free app for editing videos. Vita deserves a Nobel. Vita, VITA, for the phone or the iPad deserves a Nobel Peace Prize. All right, Vita. But whatever you do in Vita, whatever you do in Video FX, whatever you do in Color for color treatment, color grading, whatever you do in these other apps to add the black lines and stuff like that, finish it all. Whatever you do in GarageBand and all that stuff, because GarageBand is better than Cubase and Fruity Loops. I mean, on the phone, I'm talking specifically on the phone or the tablet. GarageBand is #1. It takes third-party apps for effects, and it takes third-party apps for instruments. And you got all these effects for vocals, but you can also use those effects for any other instrument. So that's what makes it so great. So whatever you do in GarageBand and Vita and Video FX and all these other little third-party video editing apps and picture apps and stuff like that, you use iMovies to put it all together because it's very functional and it's flawless. And it doesn't crash, and it does a great job of rendering the video. But of course, there is another app. Matter of fact, let me get out of this thing right here. All the information that I'm reading today, which is going to be very brief, comes from my Flipboard app, which was award-winning. Flipboard is like having your own magazine that you made yourself, and other people can subscribe to it. I highly recommend Flipboard. But I'm finna go to the App Store. There's an app that I can't think of the name of it, but I can remember part of it. And yeah, Luma Fusion. Okay, Luma Fusion. Everyone will say is the shit because it will process your video in a way that people like Netflix will accept it, because you know, companies like Netflix has a list of cameras that they will allow you to submit a film to them, you know, to be considered, you know, for whatever, the documentary section or whatever. There's only a few expensive cameras that they will accept. But an app like Luma Fusion which is the editor's choice, you can process a film on your iPad that Netflix may accept. But it's $29, $29.99, and it also has in-app purchases. You know what I'm saying? Now, one of my favorite apps is called Inception. So it messes with the visuals like the movie Inception. It makes it look all metaversey like. You know, and now the thing is now is, you know, when you talk about a subject, it's too expensive to go on location to interview people and stuff like that. So now they just do visuals and talk over the visuals. That's why knowing these apps are important, because the new hip thing to do is just talk and let the visuals be in the background. And I think that started with this thing. It's an old video that you could only get from if you donated to public television. And he talked about Twin Towers, what was the Twin Towers and some kind of Federal Reserve thing. He it's a German word. I can't think of the name of it. But he was talking about all those things, and in between the segments, he would have little visuals and stuff. And I said, you know what? I want to make documentaries like that. That's dope. But now I see that it's the thing to do. If you want an example of what I'm talking about, just look at the Bob Lazar documentary on YouTube talking about Bob Lazar, who actually worked with and seen UFOs at Area 51. If you see how that was produced, that's kind of like the most hip way to do these narrative type of documentaries, and things like that. So I haven't upgraded my iPad in a long time, but usually these iPads now are made so well that you can go a long time. Like I'm going to keep my Gen X 9 iPad for the next 4 years before I upgrade. You know, I kept my Air 2 for quite a while before I upgraded. So it is what it is, and of course, you know, there's OBS Blade, so you can use that as a remote control for your OBS. So if you're sitting in front of a green screen, but your computer is a little off in the distance or off to the right or the left, or it's in front of you but further back, you can be your own producer and click on and click off and crossfade and open up and show and hit intro without having to be behind your computer. It gives you a little bit of freedom. You can sit in your little stool in front of your green screen, or you can whatever. You know, I think OBS Blade remote control is the best kept secret because you can use it on your phone or whatever. And like I said about the first iPad, there used to be a thing called Lemur, which is only $50 on the iPad now. But before the first iPad was invented, it costed $2,800. You had to buy a touchscreen. You had to put the software on it. You had to buy this software called Oculator, and you had to get the touchscreen from a company called it's a weird name, but 7 years later, when the iPad came out, that price dropped from $2,800 to $50. Okay, and I'm not going to go into the details of that. But I highly recommend getting, if you use Ableton Live, get TouchAble. It's free. They didn't sue the guy. And then if you like to customize stuff, there's an app where you can customize the scenes for Ableton Live. See, if you want your own unique look for Ableton Live, there's a free app for your computer that allow you to customize the colors for Ableton. And that's been around for a long time. My favorite app on the iPad is FSim Space. It's like you land the space shuttle, you know, and they give you your stats on how well you landed the space shuttle. You can do it at night, day. You can do it in bad weather, good weather, wind, all that is really cool. Yeah, we're gonna move on from that, but back to Flipboard and what we were saying. Flipboard really puts it down when you know, like it give you stuff already when you load interested in. I got Hacker News, I got PlayStation, I got Reactor tutorials, PC gaming, and I don't even really play games like that. I got the Resolume theme, the Ableton Live stuff. I can look at my Why You Trippin' channel. I can look at Lordship channel. I can look at YouTube blog. I even got YouTube Black Voices Fund. You know, you should look into that. They give out grants to Black people every year. This is the 3rd year. You know, I use Isotopes. I even got Sports Illustrated swimsuit. You can pull in information. What you do is you type into the search what you're looking for, and then it'll tell you where the feeds are, whether it's Twitter or whatever, whether it's a web page, whether it's whatever it is, Facebook, whatever, and then you can subscribe to that feed in Flipboard, and it puts all those things together and make it look like a magazine. You could put SoundCloud on there. I use MaxMSP, so I got MaxMSP tutorials, Beginner Max. I got Blend.io for people who like to do remixes. You join Blend.io, they give you 50 gigs of memory free on Dropbox for first time people who join. I got CDM Create Digital Music, Buzz 99. But like I said, some of this stuff was already with the app when I got it. And I'm looking at something dope right now. This is dope. Wow. This is on automotive. This is Electric Car Now, and the writer is or the poster is Jazzilla, and this is the Tesla motorcycle. It looks just like something out of Tron. This thing is badass. Ooh. I know this is gonna be expensive, but you know what? The electric Harley is badass with G forces. Like when you gun it, your legs will be in the air behind you. But I'm looking at this. I'm gonna take a screenshot later. This is from YD Yanko Design. It has the top 10 automotive designs of 2022. And this thing right here, it's a concept, I guess, but man, I hope that they put this out soon. This is badass. It's called a Model M, so you can look that up, you know. But I'm feeling this, you know. Also, there's a Fordzilla Hypervan. That shit looked like something out of Transformers, but we don't want to go down that road. And there's a 10, so I'm only mentioning the first 3. And we got the Wavera EV dash 03. All right, and that one is very macho. Let's just put it like that. It's very macho. I don't know what happened with my chat. I'm gonna try to refresh it. Okay, good. We're back at business. So I kind of lost my page for but I think I can find it again. I lost my page for the tech stuff, and that can happen. Yep, I lost that page, but it's all gravy. I know it's around here somewhere. Let me see. Yep, it's gone. I don't know where to find it, but those things can happen. So anyway, I walk around with a lot of gadgets. I walk around like I'm Batman or something, you know. So, and if you like me, then you always keep your ear to the wall, but you don't have to jump on every bandwagon and every new thing that come out, because later on you find out the first version was the best, and now the first version is worth all this money, just like the iPod. You know, the 80 gig iPod is worth a lot of money, especially if you got it still in the box with everything with it. You can't beat that. So I don't know what happened to. Oh, okay. I know how to find it now. I got it. Yeah, this thing is like a labyrinth of information. So, as we were saying earlier, TikTok, you might have heard this already, but TikTok bans on government devices raises questions about platform's future. And TikTok is getting banned from a growing number of federal and state devices, underscoring how politics winds are turning against the platform, giving worries about China and raising questions about its future. The latest development is the decision by Republicans and Democrats in Congress to include a measure of banning TikTok from devices used by federal employees in the $1.7 trillion year-end omnibus bill setting out federal funding for the next year. if you want to see what my setup looks like a little bit, you can go to my community page and you can actually see what my mic and stuff looks like, what kind of screens I'm sitting behind. You're only looking at 50% of the setup, but you can get an idea of what it looks like. Now, it follows similar moves by a host of state governments to keep TikTok off devices held by state government workers. The decision appears unlikely to be led to further bans on TikTok, which is owned by the Chinese-based company ByteDance, on private devices, despite the introduction of such ban in Congress last week. As far as individual users are concerned, at least for right now and for the time being, I don't think it's going to have much of an impact on the accessibility to individual consumers because the direct threat to users has not yet been recognized. Well, it's a mental, psychological threat, but we ain't gonna go there. Said Cyrus Walker, the founder and managing principal at cybersecurity firm Data Defenders. And like I said, touch on these stories. I'm not the real news or nothing like that. But I just wanted to start out. I didn't want to wait to New Year's to start out on a good foot. I want to start the trajectory of just having good regular content. I want to get in early before New Year's. Now, Alexa helps Siri avoid last place in the MKBHD smartphone voice assistant test. Now, Siri isn't the worst voice assistant on the phone today, according to MKBHD. In his last video, Marques Brownlee conducts our four-way test between Siri and its competitors to see how voice assistant compares in 2022. Now, the voice assistant Voice Off is the sequel to a similar test shade in 2017. Now, usually I read all this stuff. I do a run through before I go live, but today I didn't get a chance to do a run through. But because I rap and poetry and shit, I can try to play it off. But 5 years later, MKBHD still crowns Google Assistant with the top spot, while Amazon Alexa ranks the worst. This is a smartphone test after all, and not a smart speaker comparison. If only the Fire Phone wasn't a burnout, right? So, what's holding Siri back from being the best voice assistant in MKBHD test? It all comes down to timers and follow-up questions. Now, Siri on the HomePod and even Apple Watch can handle multiple timers, but Siri main domain on the iPhone has a one-timer mind in 2022. And you know what? I totally get it, because I get belligerent and disrespectful, and I get smart with Siri because of that. Now, it makes sense. Said no one ever running multiple timers with voice control on a smartphone is just the norm for Google Assistants. And it's, fair enough. Like, you'd be like, where, I don't want to say it because I don't want my things to activate, but you know what? Cortana, they didn't mention Cortana, and Cortana be on point. Cortana is thicker than Siri, and Cortana don't have a BVL, and Siri, she just a frail little thing, you know what I'm saying? But Siri, she be on point. We don't use Cortana as much, but you know what? You can download Cortana for your iPhone, and Cortana works very well on PC, and that's the most understated voice activated or voice response or whatever voice assistant thing that I know. But According to the test, Siri and Google Assistants are competitive when it comes to speed, although Siri and Samsung Bixby voice assistant experience lag time more than the assistant and Alexa. So, they got this thing called dumpster bag from Yellow Sack, and you can order it online and have it delivered to your home for free, and no need to be home for a pickup. So look into that. Just look up Yellow Sack, and I didn't get paid for that, but I'm practicing for when I do get paid. Now, a Microsoft employee accidentally announced that Notepad is getting tabs in Windows 11, and who cares? All right, who cares? Twitter has restored its suicide prevention feature after Reuters report. Okay, it restored the hotline and other safety resources to users looking up certain content after coming under pressure from some of the users and consumers and safety groups. All right, YouTube is testing Quay systems for its iOS and Android apps. Now, it's spelled Queuue, so it sounds too sexual for me to pronounce it appropriately, but you can look it up on The Verge. It's an article by Mitchell Clark. YouTube is starting to test out its cool. It sounds sexual. It's quiving system on iOS and Android, and the feature has been available on the web for years now and shows in the YouTube app under certain circumstances. Users who control their Chromecast with their what. But I would like to say some people are complaining out here in these YouTube streets about clipping people's material. They clipping and remixing what I said. But guess what? YouTube actually has a thing that says remix, and it actually has a thing that says clip. So I don't know if you have to be a premium member. I'm a premium member of YouTube. It allows you to remix and clip what people say and send it to someone. So you got to stop complaining about that, because it's actually a thing. You can't complain to YouTube about that. I hope that people got me on in the background while they're with the fam, while they're eating, while they're opening up gifts, whatever, doing laundry. I'm about to do laundry after the show. And I hope that I am the background show. I am the kind of show that you can put in the background, because I don't really cam up, when I do cam up, it's an avatar, it's not really me, but it looks like me. It's about 3 minutes long. It's a loop, you know what I'm saying? And but I took acting in school, and I learned how to pantomime, and so what I did was I pantomimed for about 3 minutes and made a loop out of it. So when you do see me on the screen, it looks like I'm really there, but I'm not really there. It's so funny. I always laugh when I see it. But let me see. The iPhone 14 Pro almost supported ray tracing. And so, this is a tech talk show. So if you're not into tech, you probably ain't gonna feel today's show. You should. But one person would say, even if you wasn't into tech, if you were into tech, one person would say, why does it matter? Well, ray tracing is still mostly exclusive to current gen games, consoles, and recent mid to high-end PC graphic cards. But it's starting to appear on mobile hardware as well. And a recent report reveals that Apple's latest iPhone could have marked a grand debut for portable ray tracing, but the company abandoned the plans at the last minute. And if you want to know more about that, that's an article by Daniel Sims. and he's on TechSpot, and that's an excellent place for information and stuff like that. So you look up TechSpot, look for Daniel Sims, and look up the iPhone 14 ray tracing, Apple mobile iPhone 14 Pro, and you'll be able to hunt that down. Now, I just bought my son a gaming keyboard. His old one has worn out, and he wanted to upgrade. And so the one he wanted was half price at Best Buy for $90. They didn't have it in stock, but they had the second version, and I wish I could think of the name of the. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, I'm talking to myself. Hey, what's up, Heron? Diva Tomboyish in the building. He wanted meaning my son. He wanted the Razer Huntsman Elite full-size wired optical mechanical clickery switch gaming keyboard with RGB chroma. That's a hell of a title. And the price matches the device. But luckily for me, the version 2 was on sale. It was just about $50 more. And it's badass. I think I want one of those keyboards for myself now. And yeah, he did his own research. He told me I went to the store, put him on video chat. I tried to get him to buy 10 other keyboards just like it. No, I got to have the Razer one and the one blah, 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 blah. And I was like, okay, son. And my wife, she has the JVC Slingshot 5 Bluetooth speaker. JBL. She has the JBL Slingshot 5. I have the JBL Charge 5, which is a little bigger with a built-in subwoofer. So I got her the top-end JBL Bluetooth headset with noise cancellation and all that. The 600, not the price, but the, you know what I mean, the 600 thingy. So look into that because it's on sale. It's a great price right now for the JBL big time headphones, especially if you like to do mixes and all that stuff. Trust me, when you put those headphones on, you cannot hear nothing. I have to call her when I want to talk to her. I have to call her on her phone. Now, of course, I got the Sony, the $350 Sony headphones with the, when you stand up, it changes. When you sit down, it changes. It goes to ambient mode, cancellation mode. When you're walking down the street, it goes to ambient mode. When you get on the train, it switches up back and forth. It knows when you stand and when you sit, which is a little spooky. And I also have the Beats Studio inner earbuds headphones. These are my 13th pair of inner earbuds. I just have bad luck with earbud headphones, and these, when they sound good, it's a religious experience. But when they don't sound good, it sounds like you're being tortured. So if you're laying in bed or whatever, Beats Studio headphones is not the thing to wear if you put on a helmet or anything like that. But it has ambient mode. It has an app with an equalizer, which is great. My JBL Charge 5, which can also charge other devices. It doesn't take a memory card or USB stick. It doesn't have radio, but it will charge devices for a long time, and it has an excellent sound. I don't even use my car stereo anymore. I stick my JBL Charge 5 into the cup holder and play the music through that. I don't even use the sound system in my car. That's how good that Bluetooth speaker sounds. Can you believe that? So yeah, for people who accept donations and do commerce with the cash apps and stuff like that, I got some good news and some bad news for you. The IRS announced on Friday that it will delay the rollouts of a new rule that will set to lower the tax reporting threshold for transactions businesses make through the third-party payment platform like Vimeo and Cash App. The IRS said in a release that it chooses to delay the lowering of the threshold to $600 following concerns that the agency and the Treasury Department receives about the timeline. I don't know if I read that right. The IRS said in the release that it chose to delay the lowering of the threshold to $600 following concerns that the agency and the Treasury Department received about the timeline. Okay, concerns it received. All right. The American Rescue Plan, the $1.9 trillion COVID-19 stimulus package that Congress passed last year, includes a provision to require sellers to report if their transactions over these third-party networks exceed 600 and aggregate in a year, a significant drop from the previous threshold of more than 200 transactions exceeding 20,000 in a year. The provision was set to go into effect on January 1st, 2023, but the IRS said it will delay implementations and that calendar year of 2022 will be the transition period for the change. The additional time will help reduce confusion during the upcoming 2023 tax filing season and provide more time for taxpayers to prepare and understand the new reporting requirements, said Acting IRS Commissioner Doug O'Neill. Now, I do have podcasting in my past. I used to podcast 10 years ago. You know, I think my podcast account is probably 10 or 15 years old. I was with a company called Podomatic, and I was registered with the podcast registrar. There's 2 registrars you should register with. So when you do podcasts, robots and dummy sites will carry your podcast around the world, and they will, of course, they will show advertisement and sell advertisement, but at least people that speak other languages and stuff might run across your podcast by, you know, accident. And also, if you do podcasts within 30 days, iTunes will carry it as long as you don't go past 30 days. If you keep podcasting within 30 days, you don't let 30 days pass. If you podcast every day or once a week or every other day, that's fine. But if you only podcast once a month, make sure you podcast within 30 days, and iTunes will keep you on their podcast list. And I did internet radio with a station out of Ireland for a year and a half. I didn't have to pay for my own bandwidth. My time slot was set for UK time, which was midnight, but that's 3 o'clock in America, and so I couldn't go live because I was at work, so I had to pre-record my show. But also they used to re-air it, so if you lived in Japan in that time zone, you'd be able to catch it at a good time as well. And all of that was a great learning experience. I've done pirate radio with, you know, in the real world, and that was crazy. And so that helped me get to this point where I'm doing the live streaming broadcast. It made me less worried about, you know, not coming across well. But I must say, OBS Studio was very intimidating, even though I have a history with editing software and video music making software and machines and all of that. For some reason, OBS Studio was intimidating. And I want you to know that StreamYards have their own version of OBS Studio. It's called StreamYard OBS. And if you already use OBS, you just press one button and it will transfer your whole set over to StreamYard OBS. And there's, just like when we used to use Google Hangout and YouTube, you can use StreamYard inside of OBS. You just send it to the StreamYard window, and you can still have all these features that you have with OBS. You can still have that as well as have a panel at the same time. What you do is you don't go live with OBS. I mean, you don't go live with StreamYard. You go live with OBS. So if you have two screens, you put StreamYard in another screen, and then you tell OBS to display the second screen. And then you go live with OBS, but you drop the link to StreamYard. And that's the game I want to leave you with today. I don't want to keep you, I don't want to hold you. I stole that from Lady Snoop. I heard her show and she said, I don't want to hold you. I want to leave you with some game. I hope I gave you enough game today. And it's been real. And I appreciate you. And you know, His Lordship, I'm the radio guy. Don't get mad at the radio guy. All right? I got that from Charlemagne. That shit is funny. I'm the radio guy. You don't want to threaten my life. But let me see here. I think I see an infomercial. I don't want to play that infomercial, but I am going to say goodbye. But that infomercial was going to say basically 15 for 15, 15-second intro, $15. Hit me on the back end, Lordship 2020 on IG. Peace and hair grease.
You may violate you. You may desecrate you. You may penetrate you. You may complicate you.